gonna chime in with. We did a Star Trek episode where we brought back most of the cast members of the original Star Trek. And of course, I'm a huge Star Trek fan, as were almost all of the writers on Futurama. You will be shocked to hear that, I'm sure. So we had, they came in at various times, but it so happened that William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy came in at the same time, recorded together. And normally it's just me or one or two of the writers who are present at these recording sessions, but all of the writers insisted on coming, because 13 people at that time. But we didn't want to scare them by thinking they had this big audience, so we snuck all the writers into the recording booth behind the glass and told them to all kind of just hide back there. And we did the recording session with Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner, and then the second they were done, it was like a clown car exploded, and all the writers came bursting out to swarm around them and get pictures taken and everything. But that's one of those things where you like grow up watching this thing on TV, and then to just be in the room with William Shatner. And can we hear a little William Shatner, by the way?
What did Shatner say?
Thank you. All right, put that down. You suck. But the best part about it was when Shatner walked in the room. You remember what he said, right?
I wasn't there.
Oh, he said. He says this. He does a better Shatner.
This is his first
words when he walked into the room, into the green room.
Where's the sushi? I have it in my contract that there is to be sushi.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that was brilliant. And then they went and got a whole big ass plate of sushi in 2 pieces.
Can I add a technical note to that? Normally when we do our voices, they want separation. They don't want me talking over him when he starts and I'm finishing, because they need control of every line, the timing. And they create the timing. But Shatner and Nimoy were so tight that they did their dialogue and they were overlapping each other, and I'm looking around and I'm going, somebody's going to say something, and nobody said anything because they said it was perfect. They're just going to animate to it.
Well, also, if you've ever heard any of those outtakes, has anyone heard the outtakes of William Shatner doing various recording sessions where he tortures the director?
Please don't tell me how to do it. It sickens me. Shoot, check it. Spock sabotaged the system. Spock.
I'm sorry. Can we get you to? It's sabotage. Did you just say sabotage?
I don't say sabotage. You say sabotage. I say sabotage. So you're saying you didn't want to sabotage his reads?
At this point, you just let William Shatner do whatever the hell he's going to do. Stick it up.
Yeah, so he might be sarcastic to you. Please.
It's good.
Any other particularly good or bad memories? There's two things I want to bring up. Somebody asked a question yesterday, and it's in someone else's panel, but I thought it was basically spring to mind, which is about the interaction of the writers and the cast members of the recording session. And it's kind of takes a long time in animation because you hear the voices and see it all a year later. But one thing is pretty cool about the show is that there's 2 particular characters that were just the actors goofing around in the studio, and we heard them, and we then introduced characters in the show because we wanted to use these voices. One was the transvestite hookerbot, which is the voice that John does.
Which is, seriously, y'all are all stupid. Who's got $20? Y'all are crazy. Seriously, you alright. You can't handle this. You can't handle it.
So and then Phil did the voice of the robot preacher or preacher bot.
When you come down to robot hell, there ain't nobody gonna save you.
So yeah, based on my uncle, who's an actual preacher, who looks like a cartoon.
But yeah, just another high point for me is just being entertained by these guys, because between takes it's just total chaos as we listen to stuff like that, but then some of it sneaks into the show once in a while.
Robin Williams.
Oh, fantastic, wonderful.
Patch Adams.
Oh, wonderful, oh, fantastic.
We did.
And the Morgs?
Oh, fantastic, oh, wonderful, oh, fantastic.
Just had to say the same phrase over and over again.
30 seconds have gone by and I haven't used every word in the English language.
Oh, fantastic, I have an improv, oh, fantastic.
I don't know. You know, for me, I mean, the whole thing has been a huge high. I think for me, when we created, when having Matt work with me on the Kith voice, and having, fine tuning the thing, I knew those two characters, the Zap and Kith dynamic, was going to play out through the show. So for me, I just went, I'm going to have something to do besides, cop number 2 and all that. And Kith just getting a real soul and a skin coming to life for me was great. I love Kith. He's probably my favorite character.
Kith, pick up my underwear.
Sir, you don't wear underwear. That's why I hate going up ladders with you, sir. Please install a turbo lift.
Kith, alert the men. I've made it with a woman. It's too silly to go on.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I love that Kip's catchphrase is a sigh.
I noticed a little bit of Shatner in there since we were just talking Shatner. That sigh there.
You're right, there is something.
Can you imagine all the things that would have never happened if it wasn't for William Shatner?
Oh, William Shatner has changed the world, there's no question. But you and I reinvigorated his career.
We did?
We did.
How?
When we were, before Futurama, when you used to come out, don't you remember you used to come out and do Rennis? We would always meet for breakfast at a place called Hugo's every 13 weeks or so. And we would exchange these outtake tapes. And, it got to the point where, the Wells outtake tape, everything was pretty commonplace. But Billy had Jack Palance doing some commercial, and he had the only copy, and he wasn't going to part with it because the engineer that gave it to you said, man, you can't let this out of your sight.
That's the dangerous words to say. It's like, you can promise me you will never let anyone take this and copy it.
So he told me that. I said, well, I have something that an engineer in LA gave me. I'm not supposed to part with it either. It's William Shatner doing that famous outtake of Please Don't Tell Me How to Do It in Signals War.
You virused it.
I gave it to you, remember?
I virused it?
We switched cassettes. You gave me Palance, I gave you Shatner, we both swore. We won't get out.
So we're both liars.
And then the next thing I know, Shatner's on the Stern Show, and they're confronting him with the tape I gave you, which ended up being, in a very real way, the resurgence of his career. Because he then, from there, up to that point, my theory is Shatner took himself too seriously. And then, when he heard himself doing that whole sabotage rant, and all that, he began to defend himself, and he began to crack up. Remember, in the interview, he started cracking up about himself. And I think at that point, he realized, wait a second, I just need to laugh this off and laugh at myself. I've got a whole new career. And I think from there, I think that's what rocketed him back to
People thought he was being kind of like a jerk, that he wouldn't go along with the program. But you explained to me that Canadian people say sabotage.
Sabotage. We flatten all our eyes. It's a Mazda, not a Mazda. We eat pasta, not pasta. It's a Datsun, not a Datsun.
You got to do me a favor to Palance, to Jack Palance.
Well, the Palance thing, you gave me the Palance thing. Now look, we're going to do this a little while longer, and then that's his.
Look, lady, you couldn't hear them talking to him, but in your head you could hear what they were saying to him. You really love what you do. Oh, you love. That's loving nothing. And he would be like, he'd be breathing. He goes, I've been in this business 50 frigging years, and I don't need to take all the directions from you, and I don't even know who the hell you are. So we are going to do this thing and just try to avoid burnout.